It's above positive. It's in the positive temperatures outside, Roger Reed. But inside it's even warmer as this gym is heating up for this second duel. And for the third time this season, the West Delaware Hawks and the Independence Mustangs will go at it on the mats as the Mustangs have won the previous two meetings. The first one at the Battle of Waterloo was a final score of 41-30. A couple weeks ago in Independence, it was 38-28. It's gotten closer, but the Hawks looking to come out on top, but the Mustangs are not about to let that happen. As we get you set, along with in-studio producer Darby Washington, this is Jamie Vaskey, Roger Reed back with you for the start of this second duel. As we do have an update from Alburnett tonight. Alburnett leads Maquoketa Valley 44-30. 44-30 is that score between Alburnett and Maquoketa Valley. Alburnett leading, and the Hawks are going to come out in their orange digital camo uniforms. And we'll see how that goes for the Hawks tonight as we're going to start at weight class 132. As it's going to be Connor Wickman taking on Peyton Olting. Wickman has won both of the previous meetings with Peyton Olting, and he's out to an 8-second takedown on Olting. Got a drive cradle locked up. Looking for the fall is Connor Wickman.
Well, Jamie, from a coaching standpoint, it's always tough to wrestle to compete against somebody two times. It's equally as tough. That could be a fall right there. Wickman has Nolting on his back. Referee down looking. Wickman's got to get his chest up on top. Nolting's trying to come out, and he wiggles his way out of it. That's going to be a three-point move. Hard cross face by Wickman from left to right, and is going to try to set up that drive cradle again as he scoops the left leg of Nolting and drives that head right into the solar plexus of Nolting's left side and tries to lock up that cross face or that drive cradle. Jamie, it's always hard to try to wrestle somebody or even compete against somebody for the third time during the year. You know, as a coach, you hate that. But, you know, if you're Mike Doyle, you just tell your guys, hey, be confident. Go out there and do what we've done before. Get the job done. If you're Coach Voss, you say, hey, we've been close. We got to take those swing matches and put them in our column, and then we can win this thing.
Absolutely. And, you know, looking down through here, there's going to be a lot of good matchups that we're looking forward to seeing in this duel. You look at weight class 160, we're going to see Jake Voss and Nicholas Holt. You look at 170, another good matchup between Brent Lammers and Zach Kramer. 113, Patrick Woods and Mitch Evans. It's just up and down the lineup. There's going to be some great matchups in this dual meet.
And the thing is, West Delaware's got to win the matches they're supposed to win, and they've got to win them big because, you know, as the Independence Mustangs just proved against Charles City, they've got some power in the top of their lineup. And there's Connor Wickman. He goes over the top of Peyton Nolting. Could be a fall. And there's going to be a foul right there in 149. Connor Wickman having a great night, 2 falls. That'll put the Hawks up by a score of 6-0. And that's going to take us to Bo Vaskey and Luke House. Vaskey not wrestling against Union. So Bo Vaskey, the senior from West Delaware, taking on the very fine sophomore from Independence, Luke House. I don't have the record of Luke House, but again, Independence, the last time these two wrestled, it was a 14-1 major decision by Vaskey over House. So Vaskey would certainly like to continue that string of wins. But I tell you what, House is coming out like gangbusters right here. That gets the Mustang fans across the way to their feet, offering a little bit of encouragement. There's a double by House in deep on Vaskey. And House right in on the legs on Vaskey again. It's been all Luke House showing a lot of aggression here in this first period. Again, Jamie, we talk about coming in here, Vaskey not having a first-round match and House having a first-round match, getting warmed up. We'll see if Bo Vaskey can get his motor running. There's a low single by House. He's in deep on the left leg of Bo Vaskey. Vaskey draped on top of House, trying to gut wrench House over to his right hip. And a down block by Vaskey. House now trying to suck that left leg in. Vaskey trying to down block. Now Vaskey dumps House to his right hip and tries to go around his head. And we'll see if House can pick up that leg, and we're going to get a stalemate again. 58.5 seconds left to go, and it's been all Luke House with the shots, and it's been Vasky with the defense. Now Vasky with his first shot in on a single. Nice down block by House. Vasky locks up that, and we go off the edge of the mat. There's a nice job by Vasky. Got in deep on the single and went to spike the heel House, and House found the edge of the mat. Good strategy if you're Bo Vasky is to take the offense to. There's a long shot by Vasky. No setup, just a straight in double shot. Again, that's a dangerous shot. We've seen people get pancaked with a straight in telegraph shot. Vasky with the front headlock on House. Let's see if he can turn this to his corner. There's a 2-point takedown by Vasky. And that's just what the doctor ordered if you're Bo Vasky. 29.9 seconds left to go, first period. Again, the third time these two have met this year with Independence holding the edge 2-0. Vasky trying to work a cross-face cradle on House. Cross-face from right to left, and he's trying to lock that up. House doing a good job with hand control. Again, Independence beating Charles City in a wild and crazy duel. They upped their dual meet record to 28-4, an outstanding season for Coach Mike Doyle. West Delaware up their record to 17-7. Of course, two of those losses were to Independence. 2-0 lead for Vasky. Again, West Delaware looking for bonus points here, and Independence trying to hold this thing close. There's a long shot by Vasky again, and a go-behind attempt by House. Reshot by House as he tries to drop in single to the right side of Vasky. Vasky pulls him up with a underhook. 146 and counting. 6-0 in favor of the West Delaware Hawks. Connor Wickman got the Hawks out early with a fall in 149 over Peyton Nolte. There's a long shot by House, front headlock by Vasky. House finds the edge.
And Luke House comes in here at 18-25 on the season. Bo Vasky for the Hawks. He comes in with the impressive record the second half, 29-13 on the year for Bo Vasky.
Well, right now it's been the very Luke House has done what he needs to do right here, and that's be shoot a shot, hang on. Vasky's going to try to go around the head of House. Nice snap down by Vasky. He's going to pick up the 2-point takedown. And now Vasky's going to go to work with 1:13 left on the clock. Vasky's going to go to work on the right side of House. Tight waist with the left, head lever with the right. House tries to go to a short sit-out. Vasky drapes on top of House. House grabs onto that left arm of Vasky. Head lever again by Vasky. Switch attempt, tight waist by Vasky, counters the switch. Vasky reloads the tight waist with the left hand. 49 seconds and counting, second period. 4-0 lead is all for Bo Vasky. Vasky looking for bonus points here. He'd like to have at least 4. He'd take 6. He'd like to have at least 4 here, as would Coach Jeff Voss. Vasky now sitting over the right ankle of House, trying to set up that cross-face cradle. House doing a nice job with hand control. 26 seconds left to go. Switch attempt by House. Hard shot by Vasky. Head lever now by Vasky. He's got the right arm of House trapped, and he's got House sitting on his right side. Let's see if Vasky can set that up, and House does a nice job rolling the wrist out, and Vasky's got to reload the tight waist and the wing. 6 seconds left to go, and we're going to go to the third period with Vasky up 4-0. Vasky's going to go neutral. And Vasky's got to look for something big here, Jamie. They got to work, got to try to build up some bonus points. Maybe a takedown and a let up. Vasky trying to shoot that sweep single. Again, there's a reshot by House. Front headlock by Vasky. He's had House's number with that front headlock. There's a sit-out turn-in by House. Vasky's going to step behind House, pick up the 2, and I think you got to let him go, Jamie. I think you got to cut House loose, and that's what Bo Vasky's going to do. He's going to cut House loose. And Vasky with a straight-in shot, a double underhook by House. He's going to try to throw Vasky. House looking for a drive cradle on Vasky. Reshot by House as he drops in. Vasky now with the front headlock on House, and Bo Vasky's feet look a little bit heavy here. 6-1. Vasky needs a couple of more takedowns here to build that major lead here. There's a single attempt. Again, a long single attempt by Vasky. No setup whatsoever. Front headlock by Vasky. He snaps that head of House down to the mat. Vasky's going to try to step behind. No points yet. Vasky now steps on the legs. There's 2 as he pulls up. That's going to be a 2-point takedown by Vasky. There's takedown number 4. Now he's got a chicken wing on House. Let's see if he can drive that chicken wing. He's got the chicken wing on the right side, inside wrist on the left. Now he's going to cut House loose.
And I think right there, Bo Vasky saw an opportunity to run that chicken wing, but he was looking at the coaches and they were saying cut him loose, so that's what he did. And now House almost has a cradle locked up on Bo Vasky.
Yeah, Vasky needs one more takedown to turn this into a major. 38 points, 38.9 seconds left, and Coach Voss there saying Jamie front headlock. He's had great luck with that, working the head of Luke House. Right on top of the head of House again, snaps him down. Let's see if he picks up the 2 this time. There's the 2-point takedown, takedown number 5. Now you just got to keep him down. Again, if you're Luke House, you're going to try to get to your feet. If you're Bo Vasky, you want to ride this thing out. You got 15 seconds, and you want to work on that major decision. Get inside wrist on the right by Vasky. He's controlling that left hip. 8 seconds left to go in this match, and it appears that Vasky's going to win this by major decision, 10-2. And after a slow start, that's a good comeback. That's going to give the West Delaware Hawks 4, making it 10-0 after 2. Yeah, we may see the tide turn right here, Jamie. We're going to see Chase Straw take on
Riley
Ryan. So we're going to hold Tim Tutton out here. And they're going to see if Riley Ryan can spider out, keep from getting thrown to his back. I believe these two may have wrestled in the Battle of Waterloo. Let's check that out. Battle of Waterloo, Riley Ryan and Chase Straw, and it was a Chase Straw 17-1 tech fall. And Tim Tutton and Chase Straw wrestled the last time, and it was a 20-5 tech fall. So
I think the last time they wrestled was at Womack, and that was a Chase Straw pin at the Womack tournament.
Well, I believe you are exactly correct. So there's a short arm drag by Chase Straw, and he picks up the first takedown of the evening for Independence. And Riley Ryan trying to continue his season here, trying to continue the. There's Chase Straw throwing Ryan to his back, and Ryan rolls through. Straw is very, very powerful. And Jamie does such a good job keeping pressure forward and hip to hip.
Yeah, he does, and that's why, that's the reason he's ranked number 1 in the state, is because he is so good at just everything he does. He's flawless, and he's always keeping the pressure forward and always keeping a lot of pressure on the hips to where it makes it almost impossible to get out if you're the bottom guy.
Well, Riley Ryan is doing a fine job controlling the hands of Chase Straw. There's a tilt by Straw. Ryan rolls through, and no back points. That's a nice job by Riley Ryan to roll through, and Straw's going to cut him loose. There's a 1-point escape by Riley Ryan, and we're going back to neutral. And 33 seconds left to go. Tap and go by, dragged by Ryan. Getting good hand control. If you're Riley Ryan, Jamie, you got to try to control hands here, but that's easier said than done. Straw gets in on a double and pops his head to the outside and covers Riley Ryan's hips and picks up the 2-point takedown. Now crossface cradle with 13 seconds left to go. Chase Straw trying to set up a crossface cradle on Riley Ryan. Riley Ryan trying to fight that crossface cradle off. 5 seconds left to go. And Riley Ryan's going to survive this first period 4-1. I'm surprised Chase Straw is not and Riley Ryan's going to go down, Jamie. And Chase Straw is going to cut him loose. And that would make sense. So here we go. If you're Riley Ryan, you got to control. There's a tap and go by Chase Straw. Nice 2-on-1 by Riley Ryan. There's a tap and go again by Straw. Gets in on that double. Drives his knees forward. Pops his head to the outside. Picks up a 2-point takedown. It's now 6-2. 144. Chase Straw back up on top. Going over the top. Trying to hit a cross face. Trying to control those wrists. He's got the left arm of Riley Ryan. picks up that near knee and tries to slap Ryan to his back. He's got a butcher loaded up. Riley Ryan posting that left shoulder. And boy, that's a very difficult position to be in. If you're Riley Ryan, you're getting your shoulder pulled. It's posted and you're getting it pulled. And you got somebody's hips on top of you trying to drive your hips. There's a hard crossface from right field to left field by Chase Straw. Again, he curls up Ryan, and he's got a crossface cradle on Riley Ryan. Now Chase Straw tries to readjust that crossface cradle. Could be a fall right here. The referee looking close. Riley Ryan's trying to keep that left shoulder up. Chase Straw again. Chase Straw trying hard to fight. And there's Riley Ryan rolling out of it. That's a nice job by Riley Ryan to bridge out of that crossface cradle. It's 9-2 now in favor of Chase Straw. Here comes Straw again with that hard crossface from right to left. Riley Ryan's got to reach up and pull that off, and he does this time, and he's got to keep the wrist. Chase Straw goes right back to work on the left side again, being relentless. Chase Straw, the junior from Independence, relentless now on top. Riley Ryan belly down, chest down, face down. Might get a stalling call against Ryan. There comes a hard crossface by Straw again from right to left. 19 seconds left to go. 9-2 is your score. Now we're going to get warning for stalling against Riley Ryan. But again, Jamie, Chase Straw is riding parallel. Now Straw gets out to the side with an inside wrist, rolls that arm out to a bar. 4 seconds left to go. Referee looking close. That should be potentially dangerous. And he's going to let it go. Chase Straw is going to go neutral. 9-2, and Straw looking for more here. There's Logan Riley Riley Ryan with a 2-on-1 Russian tie. He's had that 2-on-1, and he just can't get enough pressure on it. There's a sweep single to the the left side by Straw. That Straw's 4th takedown. Now he's going to cut Ryan loose again for a 1-point escape, 11-3. Riley Ryan trying to dive in on a single of his own, and Chase Straw going to a front headlock, far knee, block, tilt, off the edge, no points, 134. Well, if Riley Ryan could just somehow fight here, Jamie, there's that arm drag by Chase Straw. He does that so effectively. And now he's going to cut Riley Ryan loose. There's going to be a 1 and a 2 again. 6 takedown for Straw. And it's 15-4. And Chase Straw is going to go optional start. Again, Chase Straw trying to get the Independence Mustangs on the board here. There's an escape by, no escape by Ryan. Straw went optional start. Now he's going to cut Ryan loose. Try to lock up a drive cradle. Off the edge of the mat they go with 1:10 left to go. Well, Jamie, your strategy here is to get wrists. If you're Riley Ryan, get wrists. Try to tie him up. But again, that's easier said than done. As a Straw picks up takedown number 7. 1:02 left to go. There's a 1-point escape by Ryan and a 2-point takedown. Takedown number 8. And off the edge of the mat they go. 19-6. Coach Voss up out of his chair trying to encourage his young man. Trying to encourage Riley Ryan to keep fighting here. And there's a double leg takedown. Takedown number 9 for Chase Straw. 21-7 is all, Jamie. If you're Chase Straw, you got to cut him loose, I would think. 21-7. If you're Chase Straw again, you've got to try to cut him loose. You got at least get a tech fall here.
You would think.
Riley Ryan is 14 points right now. There's a 1-point escape. Could be a 2-point takedown here, and that's going to do it. 23-8. 10 takedowns. It's going to be a 23-8. 8 tech fall. That'll make the score now 10-5. Still in favor of the West Delaware Hawks. And now we're going to see Tim Tutton move up to weight class 152. So Coach Voss rolling the wheel here. Rolling the wheel. Tim Tutton moving up. Moving up to wrestle a very, very good Jake Jewell. And Jewell, no takedown. Independence crowd giving our official a little static. Tim Tutton giving up a little bit of weight here, a little bit of size, but hopefully trying to make that up with quickness. There's a 2-point takedown by Jewell. Jake Jewell pinned Max Ridenour. And Jake Jewell, the first time it was Elliot Ryan, but Elliot Ryan has not been in the lineup. Jake Jewell was not in the lineup at the Battle of Waterloo. So Jake Jewell getting himself into the lineup. Jamie, if you're Tim Tutton, you got to work some hand control here. As Tutton is letting Jewell ride that spiral ride with that half Nelson. I'm telling you what, that's a tough place to be in. And we're seeing it right here as Jewell is going to curl Tim Tutton up. That could be the fall with 1:01 left to go. And again, if you don't look away and peel that half Nelson up, referee down looking close for the fall. Tutton is going to try to roll through, but Jake Jewell is doing a nice job teeing out on Tutton. That's going to be the fall in 113. That half Nelson ride, I'll tell you what, is a kicker. The Mustangs now will take their first lead 11-6. Somebody throws that half Nelson, Jamie, you got to peel that off, and you got to work some hand control, pull those elbows in, and you got to work out of it.
Yeah, you do, and like you said, he really never got hand control, and was able just kind of let Jewell do whatever he wanted.
Well, we're going to go to one of our featured matches right here with Jake Voss. Another tough match here, taking on Nick Holt. And these two wrestled a couple weeks ago, and it was a 20-5 tech fall by Voss. And Voss would certainly like to have a fall here. And Nick Holt doing a nice job. Again, the Mustangs have done a nice job scouting the West Delaware Hawks here. There's a tap and go by Holt. Front headlock again by Voss. Voss trying to cut the corner. Let's see if he tries to windmill out of it, and he does. And Holt keeps a hold of the right elbow of Jake Voss. Voss trying to cut the corner on Holt, and he does. Puts that head right in the armpit of Holt and cuts the corner, and he picks up a takedown.
We have a final score from Alburnett tonight. Alburnett defeats Maquoketa Valley 44-30. That is a final. So the Pirates are going to win that regional duel down in Alburnett tonight.
Hey, kudos to the Wildcats from Maquoketa Valley, Jamie. That was they really closed the gap. Those two wrestled earlier, and they really closed the gap. So exciting duel down there. So good job, Wildcats. Well, 1 point escape by Holt. Voss is going to go back to work on that front headlock, and he's really snapping Holt to the mat. Holt doing a nice job controlling that right elbow. Voss has that right elbow sunk in that front headlock, and Holt doing a nice job controlling that, and Voss is going to cut the corner on Holt and pick up 2. It's now 4-1 in favor of the senior from West Delaware. Nick Holt is, looking at this, Nick Holt is one of those outstanding sophomores. Coach Mike Doyle, only 3 seniors in the lineup. So he'll have 11 out of these 14 back for next year, and he will be highly ranked and highly favored as a team coming into next year with that firepower that he's got in his youth. Voss with 2 seconds left to go in the first period is only up 4-1, so looking for some bonus points.
Got to get them.
Yeah.
If you're West Delaware, you're looking here. You gotta. I think you got a major out of Bovaski last time, so that's the same. And Jake Voss here, you lost. So far, everything has gone the way it has both times here. But you look at Jake Voss and what him and Holt have done the last couple times, and that's been bonus points for Voss both times. You had a 20-5 tech fall, and was that a tech fall as well, or a 10-1 major? So if you're the Hawks here, you need to. And you're Jake Voss, you need to get something going.
And it appears that somebody's bleeding, so we're going to go to the blood corner. Let's take a short time out. We'll be right back. Stay with us. We got more action for you from this regional 2A final from the Seedorf Gymnasium on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
And welcome back. Jake Voss, a little cut above his left eye. They've stopped the bleeding, and we're back to action. Jamie Vaskey, Roger Reed back with you here, and there's a 2-point takedown for Jake Voss. He goes up 8-2, 1:10 left to go, second period, as we've got 2A regional dual action for you here tonight. West Delaware was victorious in their first duel over Union. Independence defeated Charles City, and that has led us to where we are right now. It's 11-10. Independence leads it here over West Delaware. West Delaware won the first two matches. They've then lost the second two matches, and that has us with our weight where we are right now.
And they're all bonus points, Jamie. The Hawks had a major and a pin, and the Independence has had a fall and a tech fall. So we're going to get a stalling now against Nick Holt for basing out. We got 30 seconds left to go in the second period. And with Jake Voss up 8-2 and looking for some more points. Independence, is going to go all defensive here, where they are not favored. They will wrestle very, very defensive.
As we saw the Hawks do a couple weights ago.
Yes, indeed.
And don't forget, we got great sponsors. All of our tournament sponsors bringing you this action here tonight as the postseason continues here on KMCH. As tomorrow night, Roger and I will make the trip down to Pleasant Valley as the Western Dubuque Bobcats take on the Spartans of Pleasant Valley. Start time for that is 7 o'clock, so we'll be back on the air tomorrow night with 3A regional dual action as Western Dubuque will be taking on Pleasant Valley.
That will be quite a duel. That's number 10 Bobcats taking on the Spartans, number 6, so that's going to be quite a duel.
An optional release here for Jake Voss makes the score 8-3. Holt in on a double leg attempt here. Voss is going to go front headlock, and he's going to come around the corner and pick up 2, make it 10-3.
So with 9 seconds left to go, Voss is going to ride out Holt, and we're going to go to the third period, and we'll see whose choice it will be. It's going to be Holt's choice, and he's going to go back down. See if Voss cuts him loose. Voss is going to cut him loose. It's going to be 10-4 now. 10-4. Voss is going to go back on his feet. Boy, there's a nice. That's a 2-second takedown right there, Jamie. That was a heel pick by Voss, and I don't know how. That's a long arm of the law right there, reaching down, snatching that heel, and then Nick Holt didn't know what hit him there. He just caught that heel perfectly. That's the same shot he had on Holschlag, and didn't get the 2 scored on it. 12-5 right now, so 7-point lead for Voss. Next takedown is going to make it a major for Voss. The Mustangs leading this duel 11-10 after 4. The Hawks trying to take the lead back. Hawks trying to take the lead back in this duel. We started at weight class 132 with Connor Wickman pinning Peyton Nolting in 149. That got the Hawk faithful up to their feet. 117 left to go. Jake Voss keeps this up. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we see a stalling call against Holt, Jamie, for backing up. Voss going right back to work on the hands. Hard tap and go. There's a long shot by Holt. Front headlock by Voss. See if Voss is going to turn this into another takedown. There's another takedown by Voss. That's number 6. And let's see if Voss can turn him. It's 14-5 now, working on a major decision. I'll tell you what, you got to be thinking tech fall right here now, Jamie. If you can get a couple of quick tilts, and we'll see if Holt goes belly down here and tries to stay in that position. Voss now trying to work an inside wrist, trying to pull that inside wrist out, and Holt belly down, just content to stay there. See if we get a stalling call against Holt. Now Holt up to all fours. Voss goes to a tight waist with the right, and Holt once again goes belly down. Stalling against Holt, there it is. It's going to be 15-5. So Jake Voss needs 5 points here, and I'm not sure he's going to get them. So Voss will score. There's Holt with the stand-up. Voss is going to lift and return. Voss will score 15-5 major. That'll give the Hawks 4. That'll put them back in front, 14-11. And that'll take us to weight class 170 in Brent Lammers. And it's another featured match here with two outstanding wrestlers here. Senior Zach Kramer and junior Brent Lammers from West Delaware. Lammers finishing second Saturday at the sectional, and Kramer finishing third at their sectional. There's a high crotch by Lammers. He's in deep. He's going to get underneath Kramer, and he's going to set him back to his feet. Boy, had Kramer on his back. No 2 yet. Now they're going to give him 2. As Lammers covered up, Jamie, I'm not sure. There was 2 early. And now Kramer's turned this into a scramble. And I'm not sure that the Independence Mustangs are, and now we're going to get a stalemate. Brent Lammers has that good high crotch. He shot that on Saturday, and the difference between Saturday and today was he got his hips underneath and he finished it. Coach Doyle is going to go over to the score table. He's going to go over to the score table, and I think it was 2 before he signaled it.
But then shortly after that, it was.
I
can see where you could take it away, but
sure, it was too early. It was 2 points before that, and then Kramer got in a scramble, and Lammers doing a good job working that inside wrist. Lammers very, very aggressive. And I think he's still feeling that defeat on Saturday. Short sit now by Kramer. Kramer working some hand control. We're going to go off the edge of the mat. Brent Lammers was not a happy camper after that finals match on Saturday. So there's a sit out by Kramer. Lammers is going to try to set up that Turk. Going to try to lift that inside knee. Or if he gets his head to the inside of Kramer's ribs, might be able to set up a drive cradle. And wisely, Kramer went to belly down, and Lammers is going to go right back to work on an inside wrist on the right. And he's going to try to roll that out to a bar. Kramer doing a nice job. Keeping his hands to himself. Lammers now going to try a ball and chain with the left arm of Kramer. 32 seconds left to go. Jamie, Brent Lammers doing a nice job riding right now, but no points to show for it.
No, he really doesn't. I think he's working some good stuff on top here. And I tell you what, I think as far as getting stalling calls, we have the wrong official working there.
Well, there's a sit-out turn-in for Kramer, and we might get a stalemate right here. I think our official's going to let these last 4 go. This could be Brent Lammers is good in that position. Ooh, boy. Brent Lammers is really good in that position as he got his head between the legs of Kramer. And he did that little sit back, and Kramer was flat on his back for a moment, but ran out of time. 2-0 lead for Brent Lammers, and he's going to defer. No, he's going to go down. Lammers went down. Lammers might turn this into 2. Lammers could turn this into 2 if he can pull his head out. There's a far side half Nelson by Kramer. If Lammers can pull his head out.
I think he needs to get his arm out.
There's 2. Reversal. Now he's got that Turk in. He's got the bottom knee of Kramer trapped, and it goes cross-face to far shoulder. Well, he's really good in this Turk position. Kramer's really good underneath in it also. As Lammers goes to a cross-face from left shoulder to right shoulder. Still got that leg turked. Let's see if he can set up that turn and expose the shoulder blades of Zach Kramer. Kramer doing a nice job keeping his shoulders down to the mat and not letting Lammers get underneath of him and apply any leverage. And with 58 seconds left, we're going to start all over. Lammers back on top, riding tough. It's going to be Kramer's choice in the third period. No, yes, it is. It's going to be Kramer's choice as Lammers went down to start the second period. Last time these two wrestled, it was a 4-1 win for Lammers. We started at weight class 113 the last time these two met. So far, it has gone exactly. It has been scripted just about exactly, with the exception of Voss got a tech fall. They got a major here. There's going to be a tilt by Lammers. He's going to pick up some near fall with 7 seconds left to go. I'll tell you what, Brett Lammers could do a nice job here. Picked up 3. It's 7-0. Lammers could pick up bonus points here, Jamie. It's 7-0.
That'd be huge for the Hawks. I tell you what, he's got a 7-0 lead here, as Kramer will choose down to start the third, and that was a good end of that period by Brent Lammers.
And Lammers did a nice job. You know, we talked about his riding and the good job he's doing, keeping pressure forward and keeping the weight on Kramer's hands. And right there, he just stayed with the tilt. And Lammers is going to get, that's his second caution. He's trying to get a head start. Next one's going to be a point. Don't want to give up a point. Lammers going to the outside, going tight waist, far knee, driving Kramer to his base. And Jamie, we'll see if Brett Lammers will try to turn Kramer again, and maybe if it gets close, he might try to cut Kramer loose and go to his feet for a major decision. He's going to try to stack up the senior. He's got inside wrist on the right. Now we're going to get a warning against Zach Kramer for going belly down. And Kramer right now would like to keep this to 3, but Brett Lammers trying to have something to say about it here as he applies a lot of pressure forward on Kramer. Half Nelson now by Lammers, inside wrist on the left, half Nelson with the right. Kramer reaches up and pulls the half Nelson off. Now an inside wrist on the left by Lammers. And Kramer rolls that wrist out, and Lammers goes right back to work. Now a claw ride by Lammers. There's a switch and a 1-point escape by Kramer. And if you're Brett Lammers, I think that's okay. Zach Kramer gets up, and if you're Brett Lammers, you're trying to set up a 2-point takedown here to take a major. There's that high crotch by Lammers. He shot in. He's got the leg of Kramer, and then he gave up a 2-point takedown. Boy, oh boy, you hate to see that right there. That was a shot, a great high crotch, and he left his left arm up, and that made it easy for Zach Kramer to underhook that and fight off Lammers.
Yeah, he kind of seemed to just give up there when he got in there, and Kramer just grabbed that back arm and caught it behind his back, and Lammers just kind of went down.
Well, Lammers is going to get one back right there. That's now 8-4. 22 seconds.
Yeah, 8-3.
8-3. So that was huge. Lammers going to drop in on a single. 14 seconds left to go. Let's see if he can finish this single. Hard whizzer by Kramer. Lammers is going to go down to the mat with it. Quarter Nelson now by Kramer. And it appears right here that it's going to be an 8-3. 8-3 Lammers win. It's going to give the Hawks 3 more. It's going to be 17 now to 11 in favor of the Hawks. And at weight class 182, we will not see Coy Russell.
Not sure we're going to see anybody, are we? No.
I'm not sure who this is, Jim.
This is...
to check our lineup here. This is Caleb Sparks.
Yep.
He's a freshman. This is Caleb Sparks. So no Independence is looking for 6 here with Kyle Fank, and they got Kyle Fank out early with the takedown. Caleb Sparks is going to give it everything he's got here. And there's a hard crossface by Fank. Fank's going to try to set up that crossface cradle. He's got it locked up on the right side of Sparks. I'll tell you what, Kyle Fank is just deadly with this crossface cradle. He's got that in deep. And sometimes I think, Jamie, when you're fighting out of that crossface cradle, the more you kick, the more
tighter it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if you stay If you stay where that was now, a butcher by Fank. Fank has Sparks on his back. Could be a foul right here. Referee down looking close. Fank's going to tee out on Sparks. Could be a foul right there. As Sparks is rolling back and forth, doing a good job fighting. That's going to be a foul in 57.
And I think Coy Russell's going to move up to wrestle McMillan.
Okay, so the Hawks rolling the dice again. That's going to be 17-17 now. 17-17. So Coy Russell is going to take on McMillan. And we're going to get Scotty Taylor out. Scotty Taylor looks like he's going to move up and take on Jason Grover. So the Hawks trying to play a little roulette again. And again, Coy Russell giving up a lot of size here, Jamie. And we'll see what happens. See if the gamble pays off.
And I know when West Delaware and Independence wrestled over in Independence that night, I know McMillan was on a heck of a win streak, like 12 or 13 in a row, and hasn't lost since. As he was a WAMAC champion and a sectional champion as well, and he won earlier tonight. So I tell you what, he's on quite a winning streak here.
That match he won against Charles City was not a thing of beauty, but he got the job done. Took advantage of a late stalling call. And but I'll tell you what, in a duel like this, you'll take advantage of anything. So Coy Russell giving up some weight and some size, taking on Matt McMillan, the sophomore from two good wrestlers going at it right here. Two outstanding sophomores. These two could bang heads for the next couple of years, not only on the wrestling mat, but possibly on the football field. 27 seconds left. And it's 0-0. Our dual meet score is knotted up at 17s. 17s on the board. And very, very interesting so far. Again, Jamie, I don't think there's been, I think so far, if you're going to script this, it's probably went the way that you thought it would go.
I think so. You know, we've seen it. We've seen these two duels a couple times, and that's the thing is these two duels that we've seen now. They look. It's been about the same thing every time. It might be a bonus point here and there for either team, but I tell you what, you know, Coy Russell's he went through that first period scoreless with McMillan, and I think that's where Coy Russell could have somewhat of an advantage, because McMillan went 6 periods there in that first match. So I tell you what, that takes a lot out of a kid. But I tell you what, Matt McMillan's good enough where that shouldn't bother him. But as far as conditioning,
I don't know that he scored a takedown in that first match. So was that 3-2?
Yeah.
In sudden death, there's an ankle pick by McMillan. Coy Russell shows us that quickness. There's a shuck now. McMillan might pick up a 2-point takedown. Oh, we're going to get flea in the mat by Russell, and McMillan's going to pick up 1 point. McMillan came in with a nice shuck to a single.
Yeah,
and
his momentum was carrying him that way, but
yeah. He was fighting on the single and sprinting off the edge. We've had some calls tonight that maybe if you and I were wearing the stripes tonight, we might not call them. If our coach KJ Pilcher over here was wearing the stripes, he might not call them either. Look forward to reading his article tomorrow in the Cedar Rapids Gazette. As always, doing a fine job covering wrestling in Northeast Iowa. Nobody covers it better than the Pilch. KJ Pilcher from Cedar Rapids Gazette. Side by side with us tonight, taking in all the action. And it's been quite a night of wrestling here. Again, you've got the 4 sectional winners were here at West Delaware. Union winning the sectional at Benton Community. Of course, the Hawks winning the sectional here. And then Independence and Charles City tying for the sectional. So basically you've got 4 sectional champs, and they're all battling it out here. And again, this thing is far from over. Looks like Scott Taylor will take on Jason Grover coming up. 12 seconds left to go, and it's going to be a 1-0 lead for McMillan going into the third period. So let's see who's. It's going to be McMillan's choice, and he's probably going to go down. It's going to be McMillan's choice. He's going to go down. And that's a good choice. Russell's going to cut him loose, and it's going to be 2-0. And we're going right back to our feet. So far, we've had 4 minutes of shake, rattling, and rolling, and the only points we have is a penalty point and an escape. McMillan up 2-0. Russell doing a nice job staying inside, pummeling back and forth, and McMillan now showing his size and his leverage advantage on Russell. And that's the thing, Corey Russell cannot let McMillan get his hands on top of him and apply that pressure down.
And that's what McMillan tries to do. He tries to he's going to try those throw-bys, and I think the coaching staff might have seen something with McMillan the last time Scott Taylor and him wrestled, because you could see when Scott Taylor and McMillan wrestled, McMillan was getting frustrated because Scott Taylor was tying up the wrist of McMillan, and right now Russell, and the coaches are saying circle left, circle left. So I don't know if there's something where McMillan doesn't like to shoot to his right, but Coy Russell doing a good job.
Well, you're exactly right, Jamie. And again, these coaches do a nice job with videotape. They tape all these things. They're doing a nice job with videotape, and they study the tape, and they study the tape for a situation just like this, under a minute to go. 2-0 lead for McMillan. And again, Jamie, I'd probably, you might consider dinging both wrestlers for stalling here. I wouldn't say either wrestler was over-aggressive.
No, I agree. Independence is looking for stalling calls against Russell, and they're going to get one. So that's going to be the first one as McMillan took a shot. And really, neither wrestler really forcing a lot of action here.
Yeah, a knee pick on the edge of the mat by McMillan forced that stalling call. And with 24 seconds left to go, Coy Russell doing a nice job. Matt McMillan could end up being a state placer. And now after Coy Russell right now, Jamie, you got an opportunity for a shot here. We're going to take a shot here, shoot that freight train double, and give it a go here. You don't have anything to lose right here. Coy Russell's got a great freight train double. And again, not shooting it at all tonight. Both matches he's been real tentative on his feet. And we're used to seeing that freight train double. We didn't see it. That's going to be a 2-0. That's going to be a 2-0 win by McMillan. So that will make our score 17-20. And we're going to weight class 220. And we're going to see Scott Taylor take on Jason Grover. So Jason Grover, these are two 195-pounders going at it. Jason Grover moving up to 220. Scott Taylor, 95-pounder, moving up. Both of these guys, matter of fact, Taylor looks a little bit bigger than Grover out there on the mat. We've got Jake Grover in our program, but I think it's Jason Grover. Scott Taylor now looking to avenge a little bit of. Looking to avenge something here. Jamie, it's 20-17. And right now, if you're the West Delaware Hawks, you're thinking you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you do. But I tell you what, Scott Taylor, this is, if there's ever a match where he needs to circle in and really wrestle hard, it's going to be right here, because he's got an official that isn't afraid to call stalling. We've seen him 3 or 4 times this year, and every time, if you're not showing him that you're working continuously, he will call stalling.
Yeah, and Scott Taylor needs to use his size right here, and he's doing a good job, and he's forcing Grover to the edge of the mat. And if you're Grover from Independence, your job is, there's another long shot by Grover, and he got in deep on the legs of Taylor. And, this could fight into Scott Taylor's Scott Taylor is very defensive on his feet, but you know what? He's got a good counter. And if Grover continues to shoot that double and Scott Taylor can down block and score off that, Scott Taylor may end up pulling the upset here. Grover was your sectional champ. Taylor was your runner-up here. Grover doing a good job working the collar ties. Taylor doing a good job retying. But Grover's working Taylor to the edge of the mat. So Grover right now is being the aggressor with the collar tie. Scott Taylor's got to apply some pressure forward. 14 seconds left. There's Grover with the long shot again, and Scott Taylor. You know, if you're Scott Taylor, Jamie, you gotta push back. You gotta collar tie. You gotta work some snaps.
Yeah, 'cause you can't always just depend on Jason Grover taking that shot, and right now he's just pushing forward. Scotty's got to give a little resistance back.
And let's see whose choice. It's going to be Taylor's choice. No, it's going to be Grover's choice. He's going to defer over, and Taylor's going to go down. Grover's got a great cross-face cradle, Jamie, so you've got to have great hand control and come up. If you're Jason Grover, well, you got to work that cross-face cradle. There comes Scott Taylor to a nice stand-up, and he's going to split the hands. Could pick up a two-point reversal right here. Scott Taylor could. And nice scramble by Grover. Taylor came to a stand-up, almost had a standing switch. Grover scrambled out of it, covered the hips off of Taylor, back up, and they went off the edge of the mat. So we're going back to work. There's an outside stand-up by Taylor, and Grover's going to go right to work on that cross-face cradle. Taylor's going to find the edge of the mat. And sit out, turn in by Taylor. Grover's got him going to his back. And I'll tell you what, if you're Scott Taylor, that's not what you want to do. If you're Jason Grover, that's exactly what you want to do, is come with that hard crossface. Taylor now coming to a hard stand-up. He might pick up one here. He's going to pick up one on the stand-up. There's a one-point escape by Taylor. He goes up now 3. There's a shot by Grover. Taylor's going to try to pick up 2 on the go-behind, and he just missed it. 3-1, 1:20 left to go, second period. Quite a match we got going here. This is one of those swing matches. Last time the Hawks, this was a 12-point swing for the Mustangs. Last time these two wrestled. Now I'll tell you what, if Scott Taylor could pull out a win here, neither wrestler has been warned for stalling, but Jamie, Scott Taylor might get his first stalling right here.
Yeah,
he's got to hold his ground.
He's got to hold his ground. Again, he's just letting Grover kind of push him off the edge of the mat, and Grover's still working. He's not just pushing. Scott's got to work back in and circle in here.
Taylor's working. He's just holding. He's just hanging on to the shoulders. And again, you got to really work that collar tie. There's a long shot. We're going to get stalling against Taylor. There's a hard single by Grover. Grover's got that leg up. Taylor's going to try to fight it off. That's going to be a 2-point takedown by Grover. 30 seconds left to go. And Scott Taylor's really got to work here now to score 1. He gets back up, and sometimes that look on Scott Taylor's face, you kind of wonder what's going on. That's got to be a caution against Grover. He's got to be way over. He's got to keep that head in the middle of his back. Here comes that stand-up by Taylor. Let's see if he can score 1 here. Here comes Grover trying to work that cross-face cradle. And off the edge of the mat they go. I'm not sure what happened. We had the Mustang fans all up in arms over there, Jamie. I'm not sure if they didn't start the clock or what happened, but we got the Mustang coaches off their feet, all 8 of them. Got a lot of coaches. There's a stand-up by Taylor. He's got to work some hand control. Grover's going to reach, drop down, and pick up a single. 11 seconds left to go. Scott Taylor's got to come right back up to his feet and score 1 here. You got to try to take the lead. If you're Scott Taylor, you got to try to take the lead here going into the third period. There's that stand-up, outside stand-up, and Grover does a nice job stopping it. Again, here comes a hard crossface by Grover, and we're going to go to the third period. This thing tied up 3-3. That's going to be Grover's choice. Grover's going to go down. Well, if you're Scotty Taylor, what you wouldn't give right now, Jamie, for a crossface cradle. If you're Jason Grover, He's going to try to work. Here comes that hard crossface by Taylor. Sit out turning by Grover. There's your 1-point escape by Grover. They made it look very, very easy. Grover back to work on his feet. Grover the aggressor right here. Taylor has been warned for stalling. If you're Scott Taylor right now, got to hold that position. Boy, you got to sense some urgency right here to set up a good shot. Scott Taylor working a hard collar tie. Grover dropping in. Scott Taylor, that's going to be a 2-point takedown by Grover. Boy, Taylor was in a great opportunity there, Jamie, to down block. He didn't get his legs back, didn't get his hips down, but give Jason Grover credit for continuing the shot.
Yeah, and right on the edge of the mat. You know, if he'd have kept driving, they'd have gone off the mat, but he lifted it up, he elevated it, and picked up a takedown.
There's a 1-point escape by Taylor. It's 6-4. Now Scott Taylor's 2 points away from tying this up. Sending it to overtime. Again, Grover pushing Taylor off the edge of the mat. Coach Voss up out of his chair saying, hey, hit the throw by. 1:09 left to go in this match. 6-4 Grover lead. Last time it was a Grover fall. So you got to think if Scott Taylor doesn't get thrown to his back here, Jamie, that would be a win for West Delaware here. You got to be thinking. Then you're going to go to weight class 285, where you're going to see Richie Heverin take on very, very good Mitch Saliski, who's wrestling very, very well right now. The Hawks will give up 6 at 106, so you're thinking right now it's 26-17. 41 seconds left to go. Grover still being very aggressive. Boy, that's going to be stalling on Taylor. 1 point for Grover. Boy, Scotty Taylor had a great opportunity there to snap Grover down. Grover now trying to throw Taylor to his back. 24 seconds left. Grover applying a lot of pressure to Taylor. Taylor backing up once again. 18 seconds left to go. 20-17 is our dual meet score here. Scotty Taylor, his legs are in cement right now. His feet are absolutely like lead weights. I think if Grover shot a double leg takedown right now, he would drive Scott Taylor to the far side. That's going to do it, and it's going to be another takedown maybe. Another takedown by Grover. No, it is not. So Grover will score 2 takedowns. 3 takedowns. And win that match 7-4. That's going to be a 3-point decision, a simple decision. So that will put the Mustangs up 26-17 now, going into weight class 285. So Mitch Saliski, last time these two wrestled, the first time it was a Richie Heverin fall over Brett Bowers. The last time it was let's check this out, it was a Richie Heverin, no, it was a Mitch Saliski 3-2 win over Richie Heverin. So we'll see if Heverin can turn the tables. Heverin has never beat Saliski, but he certainly would like to get the job done right here. So Jamie, I would imagine there's going to be 6 minutes of pushing and shoving here. We're going to see a couple of escapes, and this thing might go to seven periods. Might see a 6, 7.
Richie Heverin, Richie's been pretty infamous for those just lately. He's had a lot of them, and I tell you what, that's the best position he can be in because he does a great job. And that's a situation here. If you're West Delaware, I'm not sure. I don't remember whose choice it is here, but if it's Richie's choice, he's been fortunate to where he's gone down and gotten that first point of the match.
Well, we should go back and count up his record in overtime matches is pretty phenomenal. So we're going to get a stalemate, and we got an official that's going to make these guys wrestle. I don't think that Mitch Saliski is going to shoot under Richie Heverin. He's going to try some throw-bys. What Mitch Saliski is really good at is snapping and short dragging. And Richie Heverin right now, I'd like to see Richie Heverin. He's really good at that snatch single. So if he could reach down and hook, if he can reach down and hook that one of those big tree trunk legs of Mitch Saliski, He's got an opportunity. Seliski on top of Heverin. Almost got Heverin's head down right there. 2 seconds left to go in the first period. And Seliski, let's see whose choice. It's going to be Heverin's choice. He's got to go down. So, Jamie, Heverin's choice, he's going down.
4-2 in overtime matches this season.
4-2. So his odds are pretty good once he gets to an overtime match. There's a stand-up by Heverin. There's a 1-point escape. 2.5 seconds. He's up and out. So here we go. Back to action. Some more pushing and shoving. And we'll see if there's a wrestler that can get a corner here. We'll see if there's a heavyweight wrestler that can hit a knee pick, hit a short drag, hit a throw by. We've seen Richie Heverin be awful quick in that sweep single at times. And we'll see if he can set one more up here. Mitch Seliski, just coming on the second half of the season. So Seliski third in the WAMAC, I believe. I don't think Mitch Seliski wrestled in the Benton Community Tournament. Let's check that out.
He wrestled JB that day.
Okay. It was
he
Brett
was just
Bowers.
Coming back from an injury.
Okay. Brett Bowers wrestled in the Benton Community Tournament, and he won a first-round match over Jacob O'Dean from Assumption. Here's where Mitch Seliski's at his best. He's got an underhook on the right side, or on the left side of Richie Heverin, and he's trying to go over the top of the head. And Heverin doing a nice job winging that down. And I'd like to see Richie Heverin doing a nice job working the head right now of Seliski. And boy, I'd like to see that snapping down by Heverin. And Seliski liking those underhooks, and it goes right back to working that underhook to the right side of Heverin. Heverin nothing to do with it as he backs Seliski off. 25 seconds left to go. Might get stalling against Heverin as once again Seliski is shoving Heverin to the outside of the match, and Heverin now is going to do the wise thing and circle back to the inside. 13 seconds left to go. Mitch Seliski, another one of those long-running Independence quality heavyweights. They've always had an outstanding heavyweight. They take a lot of pride. In Independence. Seliski's choice going to go down. So right now, Jamie, this is Richie Heverin's got to be careful here that you don't give up two. And Heverin gave up the escape, so now we're tied up at 1. Seliski is going to go back to work on the head of Heverin. And Seliski now trying to work those underhooks. Heverin's got to do a good job at getting inside position and at least applying a little pressure forward to tell those officials that he's working. 1:27 left to go in the match. Seliski now hard collar tie, retie now. Seliski doing some bobbing and weaving, trying to get Heverin out of balance. There's Seliski with almost a snatch single on Heverin. Heverin had to back out of it. Heverin now trying to work a collar tie on Seliski, working some pummel positions. And we're probably going to get a stalling call pretty soon against Heverin here, Jamie.
Yeah, Seliski doing a great job of working, and Heverin trying to circle in there right on the edge of the mat, but he's got to come forward a little bit here.
Heverin's got to push Seliski off right here. Heverin's got to take control of the match, and that's what he's doing. Heverin's taking control of the match right here and pushing. That's exactly what you got to do if you're Richie Heverin. Snap, 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 snap. Tell that official that you're still working. 35 seconds left to go, third period. We're tied up at 1-1, and this thing is probably going to go to another. Well, I'll tell you what, Seliski went down to one knee, and that's a good job by Heverin there, Jamie. Took that shot on the edge of the mat. 25 seconds left to go. We'll see if Mitch Seliski gets impatient here and tries to shoot a shot on Heverin. I don't think Heverin's going to get impatient here and shoot himself out of it. Seliski might. We've seen Seliski take some shots here. 10 seconds left, and we're going to go to period number 4, I believe, unless Seliski can score here. Boy, Seliski had an opportunity right there to score one, didn't do it. So we're going to go to overtime. Period number 4. I shouldn't have said anything. Could be 5, 6, and 7 before we're over here. Here comes Saliski. Saliski working that underhook. Hebron working that overhook. I think if Hebron came to an underhook on Saliski's left side, he could lift that up and jack him up to a single, Jamie. Just come right into an underhook and lift it up. Saliski's been trying to work that underhook on Hebron to his right side. Boy, good scramble there by both wrestlers. Saliski tried to come with the underhook, and Hebron did a nice job fighting that off and with a re-snap. And once again, we're on the edge of the mat. Hebron doing a nice job on the edge of the mat, holding his own. And I tell you what, a good opportunity for a shot here by Hebron right on the edge of the mat. Again, last time these two wrestled, there's an arm drag by Saliski, and 5 seconds left. And we're going to go to period number 5. That's going to be Saliski's choice. He's going to go down. Boy, if Richie could ride him out. Pick an ankle, spiral ride, pick an ankle, Jamie Vaskey.
They're going to let him up. So I think Saliski's got that roll that he used over in the duel in Independence a couple weeks ago.
You're exactly right. So we're going to go to 30 seconds up. So it's 2-1. 2-1 Saliski lead now. Saliski applying a lot of pressure to Hebron. Hebron doing a nice job. Now Hebron applying some pressure to Saliski. If you're Richie Hebron, just bull rush him off the edge of the mat right now. 9 seconds left to go. I like our official right here, Jamie. They're kind of letting him wrestle. They're going to let these guys settle it, and I like that. Hebron's choice has got to go down. Again, if Saliski rides him out, he wins this match. If Hebron scores 1, then it's going to go to ultimate tiebreaker. There's an escape by Hebron. There's a 1-point escape. 2-2. Hebron trying to turn the tables. Here comes Saliski with that underhook to the left side of Hebron. Now it comes over the top of his head. Double underhook. Saliski now trying to launch Hebron. 9 seconds left to go. Hebron's trying to hold his ground. 6 seconds left to go. Nice job by Hebron fighting off Saliski. There's a long shot by Saliski, and we're going to go to the third. Hebron's got to score 1 here. Hebron scores 1 and he wins, Jamie. We got the orange and black up to their feet. We got the Mustangs sitting on their hands. We'll see if Hebron can score 1. He's to his feet. Going to score 1. Hebron's going to win that match 3-2. Hebron will score 1 in sudden death. He'll win it. He'll reverse the tables. He'll pick up a 3-2 win. It's now 20-26. But now the Hawks are going to give up 6 here at Independence. It's going to be 32, Jamie. 32-20. And we've got 1, 2, 3 weight classes left. Featured match right here. Patrick Woods and Mitch Evans.